Welcome to Little League Southeast Park in Warner Robins, Georgia. It is day one of the Little League World Series Southeast Regional presented by T-Mobile. And we start our day with the first of 4 games. And we are excited to be back after no chance to play in 2020. The fans are in the stands. Shenandoah Junction, the champions of West Virginia in their maroon and gold, and the Greenville, North Carolina All-Stars in their Kelly green. So it's been a while for some of you. Here's a refresher, rules of the game and tournament. 8 teams playing here, modified double elimination format for ages 10 through 12, 6-inning games, 2/3 the conventional field side, so it's 225 feet to the outfield fence, and minimum mandatory play. Every player on the roster gets at least 1 plate appearance. Here's a look at the bracket. And this is what we have in store for you today. West Virginia, North Carolina, followed by Virginia and Florida at 1 o'clock. Winners of these 2 games and the losers of these 2 games play tomorrow in the second round. South Carolina versus Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama in the second half of our bracket later on today. Starting 9 for visiting West Virginia, Surf Guerra, the home run champion, if you will, at third base, followed by the center fielder Johnny McCarthy, the pitcher Liam Seeger, batting fourth and playing shortstop Mason Lowry. Cam Whelan is the first baseman. He's batting fifth. Tegan Moulton, the son of the manager, the second baseman, batting sixth. Hunter Hefner in left field, batting seventh. Andrew Rolfe, great outfield arm. You'll see that on display this week. In right field, batting eighth. And the catcher, Harry Garrett, is batting ninth. And on the mound for Greenville, North Carolina, it's the 5'6", 130-pound, 12-year-old right-hander Aiden Coates. And between batters, he'll display his special talent, play his kazoo with his nose. Well, he could if he wanted to, but he's not actually going to do that. But that's one of his special talents, and we look forward to seeing his other special talent, and that is pitch for Greenville, North Carolina. And here is the aforementioned Surf Guerra. He hit 9 home runs in 14 at-bats in the West Virginia State Championship. He is a big kid, 6 foot, 200. He's 12 years old, and his favorite food is crab legs, and I'm sure he can put away a lot of them. And here's the first pitch from Coates, and that is ball 1. Home plate umpire is Ray Campbell. Joseph Clark working first base, Brian Diamond at second base, and Scott Wacker at third base. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Guerra puts it in the air over on the right side in foul territory, and it's going to fall out of play. Strike 1 to Guerra. And that was one of the big challenges that manager Mike Moulton was facing with Guerra. One of the reasons they have him at the top of the order is teams stopped pitching to him in the state tournament because of the aforementioned 9 home runs in 14 at-bats. So they stick him at the top of the order to get him as many at-bats as possible and to challenge teams not to intentionally walk him. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Missed inside, ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike to Seth Guerra. Full name is Seraphim Guerra, like seraphim and cherubim in the Bible. It's a family name. He's the 4th to be named that in his family. And he drives this one deep left field. You can kiss it goodbye. And Surf Guerra makes an immediate impact in this Southeast Regional with a bomb to left field. And Surf Guerra circles the bases, 1-0 West Virginia. Wow, a no-doubter, living up to the reputation and the expectation as he unloads to left field. Wow, there was no doubt when it left the bat that that ball was out of here. Well, how about instant gratification? Folks here anticipating what this young man might be able to do, and he shows him in his first plate appearance. Here's the center fielder, Johnny McCarthy. Count 0-1 to McCarthy as he shows bunt. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Coates. Puts the bunt down. Catcher grabs it in fair territory, throws on to first. And let's see, they're going to rule that a foul ball. They are. That's Thompson behind the plate, and apparently he did not pick it up in fair territory. So now strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. Johnny McCarthy bats right, throws left. Now the manager for the Greenville team just wants to make sure he gets clarification. And that's Corey Scott, who was a star pitcher for East Carolina 20 years ago and led the nation in saves with 22. No balls and 2 strikes to Johnny McCarthy. After Surf Guerra started the game with a solo home run to left field. Fouled back. Count remains 0-2 to McCarthy. West Virginia, it's Jefferson County Little League out of Shenandoah Junction, West Virginia. Near the historic Harper's Ferry. Ball 1-2 now to McCarthy. That's ball 2 from Aiden Coates. Coates attends Hope Middle School. Parents Greg and Elizabeth. Older sisters Ella and Caroline. That's ball 3. So McCarthy, after falling behind 0-2, now facing a full count, 3-2. That's ball 4. And clarification on the play earlier that appeared to be a fair ball was ruled foul. Actually, the official call was the ball was picked up in fair territory, but it hit the batter while he was still in the box, rendering it a dead ball. So McCarthy's on base. And Surf Guerra to the victors go to spoils. And after hitting that monster home run to left field, back to the dugout, and the reward for doing that is the hard hat. You see a lot of college football teams, they have the belt or the chain. Well, West Virginia's got the hard hat with area code 304. My guess is that Surf has worn that many times. Looks like it fits his head well. And a 1-0 lead here and a man aboard for West Virginia. Here's Liam Sager, the pitcher. Strike 1 to Sager. As McCarthy jumps off that first base bag, trying to bait Greenville into a throw over. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Coates. And that's a strike on the edge, 0-2. So once again, Coates is able to get ahead. He was 0-2 to McCarthy, and McCarthy got off the hook, and now Sager is behind 0-2. Swing and a miss. And that's the first out. Throw down to first, and McCarthy's back in there head first. As Coates comes back strong and strikes out Sager on 3 pitches. That'll bring the shortstop Mason Lowry to the plate. He's one of 2 11-year-olds on this team. That's a ball outside. But this West Virginia team is a very experienced team. They won the West Virginia State Championship back in 2019 and played in the Southeast Regional. Ball in the air and up over our heads and over the overhang, out of play. So this is the second time for many members of this team. They have 9 players on this team that are now 12 years old that played on this team when they were 10 years old. So they have the tournament experience. Ball outside. 2 balls and a strike to Mason Lowry. And I would think that in a tournament setting like this, the pressure, the television, the parents, chance to go to Williamsport, all that on the line, tournament experience would be a big thing. So that's a check in the box for West Virginia this weekend. 3 balls and a strike to Mason Lowry. Beautiful day. Ball missed inside. That's 2 walks now in the inning for Coates. First and second now for West Virginia. 1 down and a run in for Shenandoah Junction. But when I said a beautiful day, it's overcast. That's why I mean it's a beautiful day. In Warner Robins in August, you get overcast, cooler temperatures. No, the sun's not shining, and actually that's a good thing because it would be 90 degrees by now on a typical August day in this part of the state of Georgia. So we've got great temperatures. The Virginia team's already out here watching. Runners are going halfway, trying to bait a throw, and no throw coming from Thompson. Well, this is a perfect day just to come and sit and watch the game. If you could, locals are not available to come to the game because of the COVID protocols and restrictions. But friends and family are here. Cam Whean at the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Chopper to the shortstop. They'll get the out at second. And there's 2 down in the inning. So they cut down the middle runner. McCarthy goes to third on the play. Lowry out at second and Whean at first on a fielder's choice. Good solid play by the shortstop Niddle. Rook Niddle, he's the son of one of the coaches here. 3-man coaching staff across the board, a manager and 2 coaches. 3 men, 3 grown men for 13 young boys. The men are outnumbered. They have no chance. Tegan Moulton at the plate. Moulton, the son of the manager. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Throw down to second, and they'll get the tag down on the base-stealing runner there. Whean retired at second. Good throw by Thompson. Wanted to make sure the runner at third wasn't going. Held him there. Gets the throw out at second base, and that's how the top of the first comes to a close. But West Virginia, the early lead. Surf Guerra, absolute bomb to left. 1-0. Greenville coming to bat.
For West Virginia in the first, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. There were no North Carolina errors. North Carolina pitch count 23. Avery Sports Photo is the official photographer of the 2021 Southeast Regional Tournament. Please be sure to visit their booth on the concourse to view the game photos and the creative work they can do for your child and your team.
Bottom half of the first inning here. Game 1 in the Little League World Series. Baseball Regional Southeast presented by T-Mobile. T-Mobile, the presenting sponsor here, as we take a look at the starting 9 for Greenville. They're playing from behind, 1-0. Shortstop Rook Niddle will lead things off, followed by the catcher Tice Thompson batting third. The center fielder Parker Simo, first baseman Webb Evans bats fourth. Landon Scott, the third baseman, batting fifth, followed by the pitcher Aiden Coates. The right fielder is Chase Davis. He's batting seventh. Landon Brown, the second baseman, bats eighth, and Matthew Tyndall in left field is batting ninth. And on the mound for Shenandoah Junction, it is Liam Sager. His hobby is mowing lawns. I'd be happy for him to come to my house. I got a front and a backyard you can tear into. But Liam Sager bats right, throws right, struck out 10 in the winners bracket championship game in the West Virginia tournament. His dad, Greg, one of the coaches for Jefferson County Little League. They won the last 2 games of the state tournament by identical 10-0 scores, so they've been on a dominant run on their way to Warner Robins. This is Rook Niddle, the shortstop, leading things off. The 0-1 pitch to Niddle. Little blooper into left field for a base hit. So Niddle did a really good job of going down to get that pitch and just kind of golfed it into left field for a base hit. First hit of the game for Greenville as they try to mount a rally here after Guerra's home run in the top half of the first. Tice Thompson, the catcher. Now the rules in Little League is you can't leave the base until the ball reaches the batter. So you can't play off while the ball is in the pitcher's hands and glove. The ball gets away from the catcher. Niddle's going to advance to second. See, until he gets back up on the mound, now he's got to go back to the second base bag once the pitcher gets up on the rubber. And he can't jump off that bag until the ball gets to the batter. Fouled off there by Thompson. And the count is 1-2. So Niddle aboard at second as Greenville tries to mount a scoring rally here in the bottom of the first. That was ruled a pass ball to get Niddle to second base. Tice Thompson at the plate. They call him tea time. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Rifles it foul down the right field line. Thompson, 5'5", 130 pounds, 12 years old. Goes to A.G. Cox Middle School. Parents Chris and Sandra here rooting him on. Chopper on the infield. Guerra, the third baseman, will throw him out. One down. Niddle has to hold at second. Surf Guerra looking a lot like Bob Horner at third base. For those who remember that far back. Here's Parker Simo, the center fielder, batting left and showing bunt. Takes a strike. First baseman Wyan came charging in from first base. Virtually no wind right now. The flag's hanging limp out in center field. The American flag, Georgia State flag, and the Little League flag. Simo now behind in the count, 0-2. Outside, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Niddle down at second base, single, reached second on the pass ball. Ball is hit foul down that third base line in no man's land. Nobody can get to it. Count remains 1-2. Greenville, North Carolina, if you're not familiar, is a baseball crazy town. All the way from T-ball up to East Carolina University, the Pirates having become one of the traditional powers in college baseball. They love baseball in Greenville. And the softball Little League World Series, the championship tournament, the national championship tournament will be played there in Greenville at Elm Street Stadium, the home of this Greenville baseball team. So looking forward to that. That's coming up later on in the month of August, starting next weekend. And I think I mentioned that the three flags, the American, state, and Little League, actually it's the American and the two state flags that are playing. There's a ball four, and Simo reaches first. In my defense, I was just guessing on that. They're hanging limp. I can't tell what they are. I can only tell the red, white, and blue. That's my story I'm sticking to. First and second here. There you go. The flags for West Virginia and the flags for North Carolina. And, of course, Old Glory. And a little bit of a breeze. Now you can see that it is indeed the North Carolina flag. Show and bunt here. This is Webb Evans, the first baseman. So first and second for Greenville, one out. And your cleanup hitter showing bunt. 0-1 pitch, takes a swing and cut and miss, and it's 0-2. So Liam Seeger goes to Shepherdtown Middle School, where he's a big-time sports star there too, plays for the football and basketball team. A number of his teammates here on this Little League team also play for Shepherdstown Middle. And there's a called strike three. Webb Evans caught looking. So 2 down in the inning. Big strikeout for Sager.
Now batting for North Carolina, number 6, Landon Scott.
Here's Landon Scott, the third baseman. Ball 1 to Scott. Liam Sager. In the words of Coach Moulton, these are his words, not mine. Probably our most spacey player, but always shows up when the lights are on. Lights aren't on today, but the stage is bright. 2-0 in there for a strike. Double elimination format, so if you win today, that means you're here definitely at least till Sunday. Pitch is fouled back, but if you lose today, you're on backs to the wall tomorrow. Virginia and Florida, our next game. Winner of this one plays the winner of that one. Loser of this one plays the loser of that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Landon Scott. Swing and a miss. And Liam Sager comes back and gets out of the jam with back-to-back strikeouts with runners at first and second here in the first. It's 1-0 West Virginia as we head to the second as Sager gets 2 big Ks to end the inning. Catch all the excitement from the Little League Baseball and Softball World Series tournaments and visit the first ever virtual Fan Zone experience. Visit littleleague.org/fanzone. And we are so happy to be back in 2021. I think that goes across the board for just about everything in life and in the world, but certainly in Little League Baseball as well, as this field sat empty last year in 2020, no tournament. But back here in 2021, and the top 2 teams from the regionals will advance to the Little League World Series in Williamsport this year instead of just the champion, because there will be no international field. There will be 16 U.S. teams playing in the Little League World Series tournament in Williamsport. Looking forward to that. So if you can get to the championship game here, you don't have to win it this year. You'd like to win it, but you don't have to win it to get to Williamsport. Tegan Moulton leading off this top of the second inning for West Virginia. Favorite movie, Big Daddy, 5'2", 92. His Big Daddy's the manager of this club. Swing and a miss, chased after that one. Bats right, throws right. His dad says that out of all their players, he's the one that's most calm under pressure, no situation too big for him. And thinks out of all the players on this team that Tegan, his son, will be a coach one day. Solid shot up the middle for a base hit, right back up the box. Tegan Moulton, second hit of the game for West Virginia. That's impressive. Stayed right on the ball and sent it right back where it came. Like that. Thing of beauty. That'll make all the coaches out there watch and smile. That was classic. Hunter Hefner, the left fielder, number 7 hitter. There's a strike. Both of the pitchers came through the first inning with 23 pitches thrown. And remember, of course, there are pitch limits for all the pitchers and a different category for those who catch and pitch. Ball bounces away from the catcher. Thompson couldn't corral it. And Moulton's going to advance to second base. Likely a wild pitch right there as it hit in the dirt. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Hefner. Runner in scoring position for West Virginia. Chance for them to double their lead. Ball gets away from the catcher this time. And Moulton now at third. Now just 60 feet away from the second run. And as we mentioned when we went through the rules of the game and the tournament, the field is 2/3 the size of a major league infield. So it's 60 feet instead of 90. It's 45 feet instead of 60 feet 6 inches on the pitcher's mound as Hefner swings and misses. And again, it's 225 around the outfield on the fences. So this is typically a little bit bigger field than most of these kids are used to playing on. 2-2 pitch, inside 3-2. Typically they're playing on 200 to 205. So about 20 feet deeper, 20 to 25 feet deeper than they typically play before they get here. 3-2 called strike 3. So Coates gets the strikeout. 1 down in the inning, and that was a big one for Coates. That's his second. So Andrew Rolfe, the right fielder, number 8 hitter, stands into the box. Ball outside to Rolfe. Coach Moulton says this young man has no idea how good he is. 1-0 pitch missed inside. He actually started out playing soccer And the story goes that they brought him over. He was playing baseball, playing right field. He threw out a runner from right field, never went back to soccer. But a lot of these kids are, of course, multi-sport athletes, as they should be at this age. Enjoy them all, experience them all. 3 balls and no strikes to Rolfe, with Moulton down at third. And there's a strike. Let's make sure we got the count right. Count on the scoreboard says 2-2. Now it is 2-2. So it is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outside, gets away from the catcher Thompson, but not far enough for Moulton to advance. So the count now 3-2. Big situation right here for Aiden Coates and Greenville as they try to keep West Virginia at 1 run. Called strike 3 on the edge. Back-to-back strikeouts for Coates. 3 for him now in the game, and there's 2 down in the inning. And the number 9 hitter, Harrison Garrett, the catcher, steps up to the plate. They need him to reach to get Garrett back up there at the plate, and then Greenville would have an interesting decision. Do you pitch to him? They won't have to make that decision with the bases full if they can get this out right here. Nice play by the first baseman, Evans, as the ball was hugging the line. Got down on one knee to keep it from going by him, steps on the bag, and that's the end of the inning. The rally ends. Greenville batting when we get back. You're watching the Little League World Series Southeast Baseball Regional from Warner Robins, Georgia, presented by T-Mobile. And good morning, I'm Matt Stewart. Great to be with you as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. And the West Virginia champions out of Shenandoah Junction, Jefferson County Little League on top here, 1-0, facing Greenville, North Carolina. The Elm Street Park Boys playing from behind here. Aiden Coates, the pitcher, batting for the first time. Number 6 hitter in the Greenville order. 2 balls and no strikes to Coates. It's in there for a strike, 2-1. Sager out there on the mound. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Sager struck out 2 in the first inning. Was able to get out of a first and second jam. 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2. So pitcher versus pitcher. In Major League Baseball, that's not such a big deal, but here in Little League, it is. Ball 4. Second walk issued by Sager as Coates is aboard and nobody out. Their manager, Corey Scott, played for the legendary Keith LeClaire at East Carolina University. Tremendous baseball coach who eventually lost his battle with the dreaded ALS disease. Bunt showing, and Chris Davis takes it for a strike, 0-1. Throw down to first, and Coach back in there. And you could tell, even after so many years, just the mention of Keith LeClaire and the emotion that it drew up in Corey Scott's voice when he talked to us about his coach. .22 saves, 5-0 record, ERA south of 1.5 his senior year for the Pirates. He was something. Throw down to first and safe. Strikeout called as Chase Davis goes down looking, 1 down in the inning.
Now batting number 2, Landon Brown.
That was the strikeout of Chase Davis. Here's the number 8 hitter, Landon Brown. Ball outside to Landon Brown. LJ, as they like to call him, 5'3", 80 pounds, 12 years old. Hope Middle. Garen and Caitlin, his parents, and Kenzie, his sister. All here rooting him on. Ball bounced, throw down to second, safe. That's a gutsy move by Aiden Coates to swipe the second base bag after the ball was in the dirt. Now he's in scoring position. Bang, bang play at second base. Bunt is popped up, diving in. First baseman can't make the play. Safe at first, runners at the corners. Now going to second, nobody covering the second base bag. Heads up running by Landon Brown. Second and third for Greenville. Just a tough play for Wien, the first baseman. He came charging in as fast as he could not make the play on the fly. That's just a tough, tough play for that young man. Look at this hustle, man. Just hit off the heel of his glove. And then nobody's covering second. And Landon Brown heads up, goes that way. So second and third, big scoring opportunity here for Greenville. And here's Matthew Tyndall. Ball bounces away from the catcher. Here comes Coates. We're tied at 1. So Greenville has tied the score at 1 on a pass ball. If you haven't noticed in Little League, well, in every level of baseball, catching is the toughest position. There is no doubt about it. And it is such a critical position, but especially at this level. Tyndall puts down the bunt, backhanded by the pitcher, looks the runner back at third, goes to first. Here comes the play to the plate, safe! Brown slides in. Greenville has the lead, 2-1. Just great, gutsy base running by Greenville in this inning has forged them into the lead. All about the base running and the daring on the base paths in this inning. That's why they've got these 2 runs. You know, and just a great job by Corey Scott to send the runner from third, because you're making that first baseman making almost a perfect throw to get him out. So challenging the defense to make a perfect play. As we all know, it's a very tough thing to do, and so Greenville cashes in with 2 runs here in the bottom of the second. Brooke Niddle batting for the second time, singled his first time up. He's behind 0-2 in the count. Ball is hit to center field, going back. The left fielder going to make the play out there in the gap. Nice play by Hefner to run it down. But Greenville plates 2 in the inning. They now have the lead as we head to the third.
Little League in the Southeast region thank the many volunteers who have dedicated their time to assist us during the game and throughout the tournament. The countless hours of hard work of volleyball volunteers allows us to provide a wonderful tournament experience. Thank you to all the volunteers of the 2021 South.
Call that diving thing an error.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so 2 runs on no hits.
I got you. That's tough.
So both runs are
Back, top of the third, Warner Robins, Greenville, North Carolina, leading Shenandoah Junction 2-1. As West Virginia grabs the bats here, now playing from behind. Back in the first, Surf Guerra. Tried to hit the target. Young man was trying to help him out there. Got close. That's the only run for West Virginia today. We show you that because he's leading off this inning. So Guerra going to bat again. Brings up an interesting dilemma for manager Corey Scott and Greenville, North Carolina. Do you pitch to him here? I mean, the young man going back to the state tournament is homered 10 times in his last 15 at-bats. Do you pitch to him here knowing that if he connects, might be a tie game? Or do you put him on knowing that that might be the start of an even bigger inning? If you put a runner on with nobody out, I don't have the percentages in front of me, but I'm sure my scorer, Mark Fredrickson, probably knows it by heart. I'm joking. The percentages of scoring if you get the leadoff man on improve dramatically. So they're pitching to him. Yeah, the pitch carefully is what they'll do here, maybe. Just try to, but when you're dealing with 12-year-olds, sometimes they might leave it out over the zone. Major leaguers do it sometimes when they're trying to pitch carefully. They get too much of the plate. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Guerra. Wow, even his foul balls are impressive. That might hit our truck. One ball and 2 strikes. Ball goes to the backstop. They knew early that Surf was going to be a home run hitter. When he was 6 years old, he hit a 190-foot home run on a Little League field when he was 6. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Coach Moulton calls him probably the best pure hitter in the country at 12 years old. Ball 4. So, of course, you can intentionally walk a batter. In this case, they may have intentionally walked the batter by just making sure they threw pitches that he couldn't hit. Of course, the last 2 were nowhere close. So, Guerra aboard for McCarthy, who walked his first time up. Puts down the bunt. It's a fair ball. They'll throw to first. Sacrifice works. Throws back into second, but Guerra's in there. Another interesting facet is if you intentionally walk him, if your plan is to walk him, just do it intentionally and save your pitcher. He threw 6 pitches to Guerra right there. You got to always keep the calculation going in the back of your mind. And I think that they're going to intentionally walk Sager here. So first and second. So that's an intentional walk. Sager at first. Guerra's now at second. So that does actually, let me correct myself, an intentional walk, even if he doesn't throw the 4 pitches, it counts 4 towards his total. So they're going to make a pitching change right here, and coach is coming out of the ballgame. So here is the rule on the intentional walk. Anytime, blah, blah, blah. You can read all of this. I won't bore you by reading it myself. You can read it for yourself. But the ball is dead. No other runners may advance, blah, blah, blah. The appropriate number of balls needed to walk based on will be added to the pitch count, and that's exactly the explanation I was trying to give you just a moment ago. So new pitcher here for Greenville is going to be number 10, Chase Davis. So Davis is going to come in from right field to pitch.
Defensive substitutions for North Carolina. Number 9, Luke Tyndall has entered the game.
So they're making the pitching change. We'll come back and sort through the defensive changes and tell you about them when we get back.
Number 10, Chase Davis.
And Coates is completely out of the game right now. All right, so new pitcher is Chase Davis. He comes in from right field. Takes over for Aiden Coates, who comes out of the game after 51 pitches. And replacing Chase Davis in right field is number 9, Luke Tyndall. So first and second, Mason Lowry at the plate, and there's a strike from Chase Davis. Davis, 5'4", 113, big kid, 12 years old, out of Arundel Parrott Academy. Fouled off, he's ahead in the count 0-2. So Lowry batting here with first and second and one out in the inning. Backed him off the plate, goes to the backstop. Everybody's moving up and safe at second and third. Throw goes to third. Guerra in there sliding. Sager trailing on the play. Motors into second. So two in scoring position here for West Virginia on the wild pitch. Count is 1-2 now. We'll call that a pass ball. Missed inside. That's two in a row that's missed inside to Lowry. As he takes a look down at his manager, Mike Moulton, to get the sign. There's Moulton in the third base coaching box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lowry, tapper back to the pitcher. Nice diving stop, stabs it. Throw to the plate. Guerra is going to be out. Double play. Got him on the second tag. He didn't get him the first time, but got him the second time around. What a big time play by the catcher Thompson. First of all, a great stab by the pitcher Davis. First baseman Evans fires a bullet to the plate for out number 3.
West Virginia at the top of the third, no runs on no hits. There were no North Carolina errors. 1 runner left on base. Pitch count for North Carolina, 5.
Bottom of the third inning in Warner Robins, Georgia. Greenville, North Carolina leading Shenandoah Junction, West Virginia by a score of 2-1. As the North Carolina All-Stars get ready to bat here in the bottom half of the third and leading after scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the second. Winner of this game plays the winner of Virginia, Florida, Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern. Loser of this game has to play the loser of the Florida-Virginia game at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So Tice Thompson etches across in the dirt in front of the plate as he stands in batting for the second time of this game. Grounded out to third his first time up. Ball 1 to Tice Thompson. Inside out swing, and it's going to fall in right field for a base hit. Second hit of the game for North Carolina. Good start for Greenville, North Carolina. Parker Simo, the center fielder, going to bat. We'll have a pinch runner for Tice Thompson, number 11, Cason Chase.
For North Carolina, the special pitch runner at first base is number 11, Cason Chase.
So Chase pinch running.
Now batting for North Carolina, number 3, Parker Simo.
Parker Simo here at the plate. Now the pinch runner does not satisfy the mandatory play requirement. Just to refresh you on the rules, Chase will have to get a plate appearance. And you can pinch run twice in a game. Here's the 2-0. And that's ball 3 to Simo. 10 St. Peter Catholic, 5'1", 100 pounds, 12 years old. Bats left, throws left. And that's a 4-pitch walk, first and second. Second time that Simo has walked in this game. So 2 aboard, and let's see if we have a pitching change here. We might just have one. Manager Mike Moulton out there to talk to his pitcher. Looks like he's going to stay with him here. So Sager going to stay in the game. Despite the fact that Greenville has gotten their first 2 runners aboard. Chase the pinch runner down at second and Simo at first base. And here is the cleanup hitter, number 7, Webb Evans. Show and bunt, gets it down to the pitcher. Goes to first to get the sure out right there, and there's 1 down. Everybody moves up. So second and third with 1 out. Nicely executed by Webb Evans. The lost art of bunting. Probably did that better than any major leaguer could do if you asked him to do it right now. Asked a major leaguer, get up there and bunt. He probably would not have done it any better than that. They just don't do that anymore. Here's Landon Scott. He shows bunt. He takes a ball high. Scott struck out swinging his first time up. He's the son of the manager. Mom Angie. Goes to Hope Middle, 5', 105, 12 years old. Don't forget about his dog Sugar, the yellow lab back home. I'm assuming Sugar's back home because I don't see a dog in the ballpark today. 3 balls and no strikes to Landon Scott. They call him Shug. There's a strike. 3-1. Says he wants to be just like his dad. His dad down there in the third base coaching box, and that is a 5-pitch walk, bases loaded. So this will be Luke Tyndall batting. He came in and took over in right field when they took Aiden Coates out, so he's batting in his spot. And we will have a pitching change, with that being the second visit to the mound in the inning. And Liam Sager is done for the day on the mound. This is a tough spot to come in. Nobody wants to come in with the bases loaded and 1 out, but that's exactly what Mason Lowry's going to do right here. He's going to move over from shortstop to pitch. And how many of us would love to see this in Major League Baseball? Get rid of the specialization. The shortstop, Dansby Swanson's going to come in relief now. And if you're a Braves fan, how fun would that be? So Surf Guerra is going to take over, going to go from third to short and fill Lowry's spot. And so Sager goes from the mound to third. So they just do a little carousel there on the left side of the infield. Lowry short to pitch. Sager pitched third, and Guerra third to short. And Sager threw 52 pitches. Now, this is important that they keep up with this number because they add up. And so it'll play a bearing on how soon they can pitch in the next game or the next. So bases loaded. Lowry delivers an outside pitch to Luke Tyndall. Tyndall batting for the first time. 5'3", 90 pounds, 12 years old, homeschooled. They call him Bacon. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Missed high, 2-0. Webb and Laura Beth, his parents. Greenville decked out in the Kelly Green pop-up, right side, foul territory. Can't get to it. And probably best that Wyan didn't catch that because he had his back to the plate and was falling down. If he catches it, that would have been an easy tag for Chase at third base. So probably better to let it fall over there by that camera well. Ball outside. It's 3 balls and a strike to Luke Tyndall. Bases loaded here and 1 out. Bottom of the third. There's a strike right down the middle from Lowry. Good pitch to come back with on that 3-1. Full count. Big situation here. Bottom of the third in this first round game. On the ground to the second baseman. They'll get 1 out there. Guerra has no other play. Run scores as Chase touches the plate, and it's 3-1 Greenville. So give an RBI to Luke Tyndall. So now runners at the corners and 2 outs for Chase Davis. Struck out looking his first time up. There's a strike on the edge. It's 0-1 to Chase Davis. Parents, Greg and Heather. Says that mom is the CEO of the Davis household, no doubt. Outside 1-1. Runner goes halfway trying to bait a throw, and he's going to go into second base. Garrett just held the ball, kept looking at that third base bag where Simo is standing. Didn't want to risk that throw down to second base and another run scoring. Swing and a miss. 1-2. So Lowry is 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. That's ball 2 right there, 2-2. Second and third. Run already in for Greenville here, and it's a 3-1 lead for North Carolina. Backed him off. Full count. Chase Davis. And that is ball 3. Okay, I thought we were at 3-2. It is. Okay, I was right. Yeah, that is ball 4. So bases loaded. And so Case and Chase, who scored on a pinch run for the run in this inning, now going to bat in the 8th spot for Landon Brown. So he's going to pinch hit here for second base Landon Brown, and the home plate umpire, Ray Campbell, is going to go over to talk to make sure this, I mean, it gets a little confusing here with the substitution rules. So Case and Chase came in and pinch ran for Tice Thompson, who singled to start the inning, came around and scored, and now he's going to bat in the same inning in which he was a pinch runner. Now he's going to pinch hit for Landon Brown, which would satisfy the mandatory play rule. Everybody's got to get at least one plate appearance. And new to Little League this year, one of the new rules is in the past the player could pinch hit, and if he walked or got a base hit or whatever, you could pinch run for him. Now the player has to complete the sequence. So if they walk or get a base hit and get to first, they got to continue around the bases or until the inning ends. You can't lift him for a pinch runner. So now Corey Scott calls time. He wants to make sure they're all squared away. As I mentioned, the rules can get a little tricky. You got to stay on top of those things, and it takes the manager and both coaches and sometimes some other help to make sure you're on top of it. There's a strike to Chase. His favorite player is Ronald Acuna Jr. Hits it to the second baseman, and that will be out number 3. And they get out of the jam, but Greenville adds another run. And we'll head to the 4th. Greenville on top, 3-1.
Defensive changes for North Carolina. Entering for number 8, Matthew Tingle, is number 4, Sully Cobb in left field. Number 11 defensively is going to second base. Little League would like to thank our official partners, including Chick-fil-A, Dick's Sporting Goods, Musco Lighting, and New Era Cap for their continued support.
Find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the official handles at Little League. Follow the action and join the conversation with hashtag LLWS. See the folks here in the maroon supporting Jefferson County Little League, the West Virginia champions out of Shenandoah Junction. It's over on the east side of West Virginia, closest to Washington, D.C. That's the closest big city, if you will. Made the long trek down to Warner Robins, Georgia, which is south of Macon, which is south of Atlanta, for your point of reference and your geography. Macon, we're about 2 hours south of Atlanta right now in Warner Robins, Georgia. And I'm Matt Stewart. Thanks for joining us. I'll be here for the first 10 games of this Southeast Regional before turning things over to Anish Shroff and Greg Olson for the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday action, including the semifinals and the championship game on ESPN or ESPN2. And remember, 2 teams, not 1, but 2 teams from this regional advance to Williamsport. There's a strike to Wien to start this 4th inning. Wien reached on a fielder's choice his first time up and then was thrown out, caught stealing. Swing and a miss. Behind in the count, 0-2. Chase Davis out there. The second pitcher came in for Aiden Coates. Second pitcher used by Greenville. And a called strike 3. So Chase Davis chases Wien back to the dugout. Makes quick work of him. Looks like Tegan Moulton going to bat for the second time. We do have some defensive changes. Kaysen Chase, who pinch ran, then pinch hit, stays in the game for Greenville at second base. And number 4, Sully Cobb, is now patrolling left field for Greenville. Wow, changeup right there, or a breaking ball, one or the other, from Chase Davis. Whatever it was, it had Moulton way out in front. There's a called strike, 1-2. So Chase Davis just pumping in strikes right now, and that's exactly what Greenville needed after grabbing this 2-run lead. Pitch goes to the backstop. It's funny as you watch a Major League Baseball game or listen to it on radio, if it's a spring training, you oftentimes hear the announcers joke about their lineup cards and what a mess they are in a spring training game. Well, come do a Little League game with all the substitutions and subbing back in. It can get messy in a hurry. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Moulton. And ball 4. Wow, that was close. And you can see Chase Davis hopping up and down. He thought he had that 3rd strike. See, he thinks he's got strike number 3 right here. Man, it was so close. We're going to have a pinch runner now for West Virginia. Finn Dudley will pinch run for Moulton. Okay, Finn Dudley is going to pinch hit for Hunter Hefner, and we'll have a pinch runner. I believe that's Aiden Horowitz who's pinch running at first base, and he just got the stolen base as the throw skips into shallow right field, and Chase has to go after it. So Aiden Horowitz just into the ball game, takes off on the dirt ball and gets in there. Looks like his front cleat, his shoe, hit the glove as the ball got there and jarred the ball out of the glove. So Niddle was trying to apply the tag on Horowitz. Looks like the ball got there in time, but a fortuitous slide by Horowitz knocked the ball right out on the pass ball. So a visit to the mound here by manager Corey Scott.
Special pitch runner at second base for West Virginia. Entering the game for number 8, Tegan Moulton, is number 24, Aiden Horowitz.
So Horowitz down there at second base. Finn Dudley at the plate here. 2 balls and no strikes. Chase Davis got through Wien, the leadoff batter, very quickly and was ahead in the count to Moulton. Ball goes to the backstop, and now he's lost his control. Throw down to third base, and he's out. Wow, what a play by Thompson. That ball carried right back to him. He got a perfect bounce off the backstop. Came right back to him. He throws a strike to third base where the tag is applied to Horowitz. I mean, that was a beautiful play right there. Now the bases are empty. There's a strike, and now all of a sudden the situation changes for Chase Davis from a hot water jam to nobody on, and he's ahead and he's behind in the count 3-1. So that's another runner on right there as Dudley draws the walk. So some more substitutions coming up right here as Bear Shrek, love the name.
For number 9, Andrew Roll, is number 21, Xavier Bear Shrek.
So Shrek at the plate, pitch missed inside to Bear Shrek. batting here with Dudley down at first and 2 down in the inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Popped up, foul territory, and the first baseman makes the play over there in tight quarters. Evans in a tight spot there in the corner, negotiates the fence and the wall, makes the grab, the inning's over.
Also re-entering for West Virginia for number 21, Xavier Truck. Number 9, Andrew Ball.
What a summer, what a season.
No regrets. Swing it, baby, swing it.
It is dropping the dive and the catch. What a summer, what a season.
No regrets. Swing it, baby, swing it.
It is dropping the dive and the catch is made.
Whatever happens, guys, again, it's going to be a great day. Very proud of you guys. All right, let's have some great fun today, huh?
Nothing quite like Williamsport, and that's what we're doing here this weekend into next week up until Wednesday. This 8-team tournament will decide 2 of the participants in the Little League World Series in the 16-team field in Williamsport. You heard the voice of Carl Ravitch. He calls that tournament annually, and what an experience that is. I know I've heard him say many times how that's one of the highlights of his year every year, and that's coming up on August 19th. Little League World Series in Williamsport. It's back. Won't be able to have the 45,000 they have had in years past because of you know what, but it will be back. There will be games, there will be fans, there will be plenty of fun. Looking forward to that. But first things first, it's the Southeast Baseball Regional here in Warner Robins, and this is game 1 of our first round. Roller on the ground, and Sully Cobb in his first at-bat grounds out to second. So back around to the top of the order for Greenville as the boys from North Carolina with the 3-1 lead here. We're starting to get a little bit late in this one. Remember, it's a 6-inning game in Little League Baseball. And we're in the bottom of the 4th, so only 2 more rounds of batting for West Virginia in regulation. Solid single to center field. And that is the second hit of the game for Rook Niddle. Man, that kid has been impressive. He's got a great stroke, showed you right there. Just watch the form and the technique as he follows on through. And a base hit for Niddle. So Tice Thompson back in there. He was pinch ran for his last time. And he is 1 for 2 in this game. Favorite player, Mookie Betts. Man, he socked that one to left field, but right there, positioned perfectly for out number 1. For the second out, pardon me, the second out. I think I said out 1, it's the second out. The leadoff man was retired. And that was played perfectly out there in left field for out number 2. Was hit on a line, no doubt about it. Parker Simo stepping to the plate, and they'll call timeout here. Maybe a pitching change coming up too for West Virginia. So new pitcher for West Virginia. And we'll step away as he goes through his warm-up tosses, and we'll get you set up with him when we get back.
Pitching change for West Virginia. Number 8, Tegan Moulton is now pitching. Number 7, Mason Lowry moves to second base. Final pitch count for number 7, Mason Lowry, was 20.
All right, the wheel's spinning here in the bottom half of the 4th inning as Tegan Moulton now takes over, third pitcher used by West Virginia. He moves from second to the pitcher's mound, and Lowry, who started out the game at shortstop, is now playing second base. And there he is, Tegan Moulton. Goes by the name T-Money. They need him to cash in and get an out right here. Get his boys back in the dugout to swing the bats. 2 down in the inning with Niddle at first base. And here's Simo, who's walked twice. Takes a big cut at the first offering from Moulton. It's 0-1. Way outside. Throw down to first, and Niddle back in there. You can see as you watch the base runners, they have to be on the bag when the pitcher is on the rubber. They cannot leave the bag until the ball reaches the batter. Ball hit in the air, shallow center field, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Niddle never stops. He goes to third, runners at the corners. So Simo with the base hit. Nobody covering second. Now the throw to the plate, and he is safe. So again, Greenville wreaking havoc on the base paths. Simo, bag was open. He heads to second. That causes the moment of indecision for West Virginia. You see Guerra, he's just walking it back to the pitcher. Now the pitcher's not on the rubber, so the runner can go. Pitcher turns his back on the runner, and that's where the trouble starts for West Virginia. And Niddle heads on home and scores. It's 4-1. Never turn your back on the runner. Here's Webb Evans. Ball skips, goes to the backstop, and Simo's at third. But you can see Greenville is very disciplined and very practiced at that. They work on their base running. as that was a heads-up play by Simo. Simo at first base, as soon as he saw the pitcher turn his back and the pitcher was not on the rubber, meaning the ball's still live and in play and nobody covering second, he took off. That forced that split second of indecision, allowing Niddle to race home from third. Great coaching, really was. 3 balls and a strike to Evans. Hit to right field down the line, but foul. You know, when we talked about the size of the ballpark, in particular, it being 225 to the outfield instead of 200, and that plays a big role defensively and in base running. On the infield, backhanded by the second baseman, and Lowry throws him out. The inning comes to a close, but Greenville tacks on another run. 4-1 lead for Greenville heading to the 5th. You're watching the Little League World Series Southeast Baseball Regional from Warner Robins, Georgia. It is presented by T-Mobile. As we head to the top half of the 5th inning. Matt Stewart with you. Greenville on top, 4-1 in this first-round game, the first of 4 first-round games for you today on ESPN+. We are excited to be here. You see the folks from Greenville wearing their Kelly green from the Tar Heel State. Very proud of that. Came through a very tough district and state tournament to get here. And they are 6 outs away, 6 defensive outs away from advancing in the winner's bracket and playing tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock against either Florida or Virginia, the winner of our next game. And pitching change as Webb Evans is now in there pitching. And we have a batter here for the catcher, Harrison Garrett. This will be Ben Popek. So Popek batting for the first time in this game. Swing and a miss. So Webb Evans is in there pitching, and so Chase Davis, who started out the game in right field, went to the mound, is now at first base. And that's one of the refreshing and extraordinary things about the Little League game is almost all of these players can play virtually every position on the field. You have to be able to. Ball in the air to center field. There's one down. So Popek is retired, and here comes Surf Guerra.
Now batting for West Virginia, number 13, Surf Guerra.
And this is exactly, if you're Corey Scott in Greenville, North Carolina, this is the place where you want to see Surf Guerra bat. Nobody on base. Takes a big hack at it and misses. And here you can pitch to him because you have a 3-run lead. If you give up a 1-run bomb, that's fine, and he's back in the dugout. Another big swing and miss, and it's 0-2. And this was Cerf, very first batter of the game. Mashed it to left field. I mean, it was a no-doubter when it left the bat. Here's the 0-2. It pops this one up. Let's see if it's going to get to the screen over there. It does. But Surf Guerra has really kind of developed legendary status there in West Virginia. Here's the 0-2 pitch to the backstop, and certainly in the Jefferson County Little League, everybody knows about him. He's hit at least 700 on every team that he's played for, at least those coached by Mike Moulton. Solid single. Let's see if it gets to the fence. It does. Garrett touches first, headed for second, and he's got himself a stand-up double. He hits that ball with such force. Look how quickly this thing gets to the outfield fence. And the shortstop, who was already playing about 4 feet on the outfield grass, had no shot. So Aiden Horowitz, who pinch ran an inning ago, now gets his first plate appearance, batting for Johnny McCarthy. Little tapper out in front of the mound. They're going to go to third, and got the out there. I tell you what, Thompson has had a tremendous game behind the plate. Instead of taking the sure out at first, guns down Guerra at third base to cut down the lead runner. Thompson has had a spectacular game. I have really been impressed by this young man at catcher. So you had Guerra at second base. Didn't have to send him there, but he was running on contact, and typically you're going to get there from second to third on a little number like that in front of the plate. But Thompson is so quick, cat-like reflexes back there. He jumped out there, grabbed that ball without hesitation. Threw him out at third. Now the play is under review, so we'll wait to see if the play, as it was called on the field by the third base umpire, Scott Wacker, whether it's going to stand. In live time, I think he's out. And let's face it, that was a great job over there by Rook Niddle, the third baseman, to do a good job of blocking the bag as well. Or was that Scott? It was Scott, not Niddle. It was Scott. The shortstop circled in behind the bag because the third baseman, Niddle, was moving towards the ball that had been tapped. So that was the shortstop, Scott, who circles in. And you saw on the replay how he gets, watch how he gets his foot in front of the bag too. Yeah, he basically creates a little bit of a blockade, making it difficult for Guerra to get that foot in there on the bag on the slide. So all around super defensive play there by Landon Scott, the shortstop. And you can see clearly on that replay how he circled in, covering the bag, doing a great job, heads up, knowing his position, knowing his role. And replay has confirmed the call. He is out. So 2 outs. West Virginia in danger of squandering what was a good scoring opportunity. Back up the middle, easy out at second. Inning over. Headed to the bottom of the fifth. Greenville still on top, 4-1. Back in Warner Robins, game 1 of 4 here in the first round. Greenville leading West Virginia by a score of 4-1. As we head to the bottom of the fifth, just one more at-bat for West Virginia to try to come back and at least tie this game. North Carolina, the champions out of Greenville and Elm Street Stadium, have put things together. Didn't have the long ball like West Virginia had in Surf Gara, but they have pieced it together with a run, 2 in the second, a run in each of the next 2 innings, the third and the fourth, to have this 4-1 lead. And you see the next game is Virginia, Florida. The winner of that game will play the winner of this one. The loser of that game will play the loser of this one tomorrow in this double elimination tournament. And the big deal about it is, in this tournament, is if you can win today, you can win tomorrow, you can go 2-0 through the first 2 days. You get Sunday off. Don't have to play again until Monday. And you can see pretty easily how important that would be for pitchers when you factor in the pitch count rule and the number of days off that you have to have if you reach a certain number of pitches. And we can go through that as we go throughout this tournament, but it's divided up based on age for 12-year-olds and 11-year-olds. The number of days you have to have off if you max out, which is 85 pitches for a 12-year-old. Basically, at 85 pitches, then you're not going to pitch the rest of the tournament. Ball outside, and Landon Scott is aboard. So here's a look at the pitcher eligibility. Oh, it's 3-2. I thought that was. We'll get back to that in just a moment. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Landon Scott, and now that's ball 4. So Scott has been aboard now twice in this game. Back-to-back walks for him in the third and then now in the fifth. And so he's on base. And you hear the fans here for North Carolina chanting out Luke. Luke Tyndall batting here. Runner at first and nobody out. Looks to put down the bunt and fouls it back. One of the cool things about Little League, and especially in a place like Greenville and Elm Street, his grandfather played on the same field and in the same league that he is now playing. Bunted foul, and that's strike number 2. And the field is right down the street from Luke's house. He can walk down there and hang out at the stadium. Says at any given time, all of his friends are hanging out at the ballpark watching baseball games. Sounds idyllic. No balls, 2 strikes to Luke Tyndall. Landon Scott at first base and nobody out here, bottom of the 5th. Here's ball 1, throw down to first, and safe back in there, head first slide is Landon Scott. Greenville was actually one of the few places in the country last year where they got to play a 2020 season. Ball 2 and throw down again. Most seasons got canceled because of COVID or delayed and not played until very late, but they were able to get a full season in Greenville. Ball in the air down the left field line, and that is going to be a fair ball. Throw to second, and they get the out on the force. Landon Scott was holding close to the bag for fear that the ball was going to be caught. And I think they're going to want a replay here. I'm assuming that the replay would be to see if it was a fair or foul ball. But Landon Scott was holding close to the bag, and so when the ball dropped, that allowed West Virginia to pick it up and throw to second and get the force. So the play is under review. I'm trying to listen in to hear what they're saying down there. I can hear it faintly. I think the review might be whether it was a fair or foul ball. The play at second looked like it was pretty obvious that they had the force there. But I'm guessing that they're gonna. The question is, because if it's a foul ball, obviously, then they don't have the out at second. It was a dead ball, so I think that would be the reason they would want to have this reviewed. The request for the review. Now, I don't know that they're looking to see if he was out at second, but that might be it. But I was thinking it might be whether it was fair or foul. Well, you see Corey Scott saying it's a fair ball. And then, as it turns out, he didn't want it to be a fair ball. In the midst of all this, Hunter Hefner is going to come in and pitch for West Virginia. Yeah, that looks like it might be a foul ball. You see, Corey Scott says it's a fair ball. But as it turns out, now he wants it to be a foul ball. Because they got the force out at second. So still waiting for the review, and Hunter Hefner's coming in from the outfield and going to pitch here for West Virginia. So Hefner, who's been playing left field and made a really good play the previous inning on a line drive hit out there, comes in to pitch.
Defensive changes for West Virginia.
So
12,
So Sager goes to left field. And McCarthy is in center. And they are going to rule out. So apparently it was a fair ball, and there was the force out at second. So that's the result of the review. So Chase Davis waiting to stand in here and bat with one out in the inning. And Luke Tyndall down at first base. So Luke Hefner, or pardon me, Hunter Hefner on the mound. And Chase Davis will be the first batter that he faces. Davis has struck out looking, and he has walked in this game. And the first pitch from Hefner is a strike one. 4-1 lead for Greenville here, batting in the bottom of the fifth. One more chance for West Virginia in the top half of the inning to try to at least tie it up. Ball outside, and it's 1-1. Been a very calm day so far today as we approach the noon hour here in Warner Robins, Georgia. From a weather standpoint, not very hot, nice and warm, but a lot of cloud cover for most of this game. You see the sun peeking through just a little bit now, but no wind whatsoever. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's ball 3. Chase Davis, his favorite teams, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Angels. There's a called strike. That matches up with his favorite players, Patrick Mahomes and Mike Trout. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Chase Davis. Got him. Big strikeout for Hefner. Throw down to first, skips into right field, but not far enough for Tyndall to advance. There's 2 down in the inning. So a big strikeout for Hunter Hefner. He comes in from left field and gets the big K. So Landon Brown back here batting in this number 8 spot after being pinch hit for back in the 3rd. Ball high. Landon Brown won their state semifinal game with an infield single with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th to beat Lake Norman 11-10. Here's the 1-1 pitch, stabbed at it. It's 1-2. His favorite players, Ken Griffey Jr., going old school there. Fernando Tatis Jr. Favorite teams, Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Phillies. It's ball 2, it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, chased. Hefner gets back-to-back strikeouts to get his team back in the dugout. Last chance for West Virginia when we get back. 4-1 Greenville heading to the 6th.
We appreciate your cooperation. Thank you.
The Florida kids are here dressed in their royal blue, getting ready for the next game against Virginia. That's coming up at 1 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN+. And then the rest of today's roster of games, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama, our final game today. West Virginia and North Carolina, it's 4-1 Greenville, North Carolina, as we head to the top of the 6th. Winner of this game will play the winner of the next tomorrow at 4 o'clock. That's on Saturday, and the loser plays again in the 10 o'clock a.m. bracket, the loser's bracket, tomorrow. So last chance here for West Virginia. They got to get at least 3 to keep this game going. And Lowry is going to bat to start the inning. Webb Evans out there for Greenville trying to close this one out. That's ball 1. Lowry has walked and hit into a double play in this game. That's ball 2. Say that Mason is the most serious player on the team. He's in a serious spot, and that's a serious base hit unless he gets thrown out at first, and he does. What a play by the right fielder. Tyndall on a sharp hit line drive, fields it on one hop and throws a bullet to first base to rob Mason Lowry of a base hit. You're thinking single all the way, but Luke Tyndall was thinking no way. Look at this. What a throw from right field to throw out Lowry, 1 down in the 6th. Now Wien at the plate, fouls off his first pitch to him. Just a super defensive play by Luke Tyndall in right field. And now Wien is behind in the count, 0-2. Tough spot here for West Virginia. 0-2 pitch. Got him on 3 pitches. Tag applied. West Virginia down to their final out here in game number 1.
Now batting for West Virginia, number 8, Tegan Moulton.
So Tegan Moulton batting here. Been on base twice, a single and a walk, but they're down to their final out. Ball 1 to Moulton. What a solid all-around performance by Greenville, North Carolina in this first round game. 1-0 pitch. There's a strike. They've done it with the bat. Excellent base running. Great defense. Checked all the boxes. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Back up the middle. Backhanded by the second baseman. No play. And Moulton keeps him alive with a single up the middle. Just no chance at all for Landon Brown. But he does stop it from getting to the outfield, and you just never know when that ball gets out there to the outfield. You never know whether the runner's going to advance or what might happen. So a good job in that regard. And so Webb Evans, they're going to take the ball from him, gets a big bear hug from Corey Scott, his manager. And they're going to bring in Luke Tyndall. We know what kind of arm Luke Tyndall has. We just saw it a few moments ago when he threw out the runner at first base. So Tyndall coming in to try to get the save. We'll come back and see if he can get that final out when we get back.
Defensive changes for North Carolina. Number 9, Luke Tyndall is now pitching. Number 7, Webb Evans is now in right field.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, is that right? Yeah. Now, yeah. So here we go. Luke Tyndall on to try to close this one out. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. West Virginia down to their final out, but a 2-out base hit by Tegan Moulton has kept the rally going. And Hunter Hefner, who got the final 2 outs pitching in the bottom of the 5th with a couple of strikeouts, is now batting. So Luke Tyndall did not start the game. Came in and played right field. So I think what we're being told that the pitcher cannot have a wristband. He's wearing a wristband. Let's see if they're going to make him take it off right here. Remember, he was wearing the, yeah, see, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to make him take off the wristband, because he was wearing the wristband because he was playing in right field. So obviously you can't have anything that's going to be of any kind of distraction or maybe move the batter's eyes off of the ball. And certainly a white wristband, you see where they've got the plays in the different sequences and scenarios, that would be potentially a distraction for the batter. So the first pitch to Hefner in the dirt, throw down by Thompson, safe at first. And again, I can't tell you enough. If we were voting All-Star, I know this is the first game, but that Thompson kid behind the plate has really been good. 1-0 pitch, back up the middle, off the glove, gonna ricochet to shortstop. Everybody's safe, and West Virginia keeping things going here with an infield single by Hunter Hefner. Glanced right off the new pitcher, Luke Tyndall's glove. And the shortstop had been moving on the play.
Now batting for West Virginia, number 9, Andrew Rolfe.
Andrew Rolfe batting here. They've got the tying run at the plate, but 2 down here, top of the 6th. Doesn't matter what level of baseball you play, that final out's the toughest one to get. There's a called strike. Tyndall working quickly and hit it to center field for a base hit. They're going to wave the runner. No, they're going to hold him. Ball gets on through and the bases are loaded. So now the tying run is at first base. And a big clutch 2-out hit with the game on the line by Andrew Rolfe. Just out beyond the glove of Landon Brown, the second baseman. And if they can get Garrett to reach, they've got Guerra on deck with the game on the line. Things got interesting in a real quick hurry here after Greenville got the first 2 outs here in the 6th. Single by Moulton, single by Hefner, single by Rolfe, and the bases are loaded, and a pitching change. And Simo is on to pitch. They bring in the lefty, Parker Simo, to pitch with the bases loaded. We'll step aside for a moment and come back. Things have gotten interesting here in the 6th. Parker Simo in. Now he will try to close it out. Bases loaded. 2 down here. Top of the 6th. Ben Popek gonna pinch hit here for, actually he batted in this spot back in the 5th, so he's batting again. And Garrett had come back in at catcher. Now they're putting Popek back in to pinch hit for him. That's ball 1 to Popek with Guerra on deck. Greenville has to get one more out. 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0 to Popek. Coach Sager says Popek, one of the hardest workers on the team. And it's now 3-0 to Ben Popek. No place to put him. 3-0 pitch. There's a strike. Parker Simo finds the strike zone on the 3-0. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, and it's 4-2. And Surf Guerra coming to the plate. You can hear the folks from Shenandoah Junction going nuts. And this is what Guerra did, the first batter of the game. Crushed it to left field. The question here is, will they give him the chance to do that here, or do you intentionally walk him with the bases loaded? Give him the old Barry Bonds treatment. That might be what they're talking about right now. Bases loaded, it's 4-2. They just walked in a run. Tying run is at second base. Go-ahead run at first. Time was called, and they're going to walk him with the bases loaded. How about that? That's tough. That's tough as a kid to get walked with the bases loaded like that, but that is the ultimate show of respect for his power and the ability to change the game with one swing of the bat. So now it's 4-3. And you put the game on the shoulders of Johnny McCarthy. That's strike 1. Tying run at third base, and that's ball 1. Of course, when you do that with Guerra, you put the tying run at third, pass ball, wild pitch, anything brings him home. There's a strike of the knees, and it's 1-2. Game on the line. Greenville needs one more strike. 1-2 pitch. Got it! The strategy worked. Greenville holds on to beat West Virginia by a final score of 4-3. And the boys from Elm Street going to play in the winner's bracket tomorrow against either Florida or Virginia. West Virginia will come back tomorrow morning to play either Florida or Virginia to try and stay alive in the tournament. And that's the wave that they now will have because of the COVID protocols. No post-game handshake. They stand on the baselines and wave their caps to each other. Tough way to end it there for West Virginia. Greenville holds on for dear life and wins it 4-3 here in game number 1. Greenville, 4-3 winner over West Virginia. And now for our entire ESPN crew, I'm Matt Stewart. Thanks for watching the Little League World Series Southeast Regional. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.